Okay guys, this is a video that I was griping about that I'm going to do. I have looked at a lot of videos online, well on YouTube, and there's a lot of idiots that do not know how to coat a fuel tank. And I'm going to go over stuff. Now you can see there's two Predator and one Greyhound fuel tank. And the Predator fuel tanks are really, really bad about rusting. Look at that. And that rust gets inside the carburetors. And it gets to a point that you can't salvage the carburetors. You're just going to have to replace the carburetors. So I got tired of that bull crap. And I wanted something that's going to last. Now there's a lot of videos out there, but they don't tell you nothing about how the proper way to do these things. And the Predator has a lip right here. You can't pour that whole this is red coat. You can't pour that whole thing in there and then dump it back out, which you can do, which would be easier for other tanks. You can't do that on these. You have to do a three-step process on that. First thing you need to do is clean these. And they tell you to put rocks in there. Don't put rocks in there. Rocks are dirty. That's stupid. Nuts and bolts. You're not going to get them out. Well, what do? Okay, a piece of chain. You get a 1-foot piece of chain. You drop it in there. You put that lid on. You shake that booger around. But, now here's a second thing that I need to go over. A lot of videos said to use muratic acid. I'm going to tell you that it worked, but I'm going to tell you straight up right now, do not use this. This is really nasty, nasty stuff. And as dumb as people are out there, they do not need to be using this. There is something better. This is incredible stuff. Evapo Rust. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it at O'Reilly's. It's good, good, good stuff. Use this. Don't use the muratic acid. You could literally drink. I wouldn't drink it, but you can put it all over your hands and stuff and it won't hurt you. So that's the reason why I want you guys to use this stuff. And it works. It's good stuff. I'm not getting paid by these guys, but I know what the hell I'm talking about because I do this stuff. Okay. You pour that can in there with a length of chain. Put the lid on, shake it. Now on the bottom of these, you'll see a nut right there. I think that's 10 or 12 millimeter. And it has a little filter on the end of it. And I snip them filters off because that's what clogs up and keeps you from getting these to working. Now, a lot of guys, they're not telling you a lot of stuff. These tanks, they rust up even if you have fuel in them. And where they rust up is on bottom. Okay, this bottom third is pretty much where they only rust up at. Now right here is where the top and the bottom half are squished together. You can get leaks through here. That's another good reason why to seal these things up. I build my go-karts and mini bikes and stuff where they're pretty much stupid proof and they don't fall apart. That's why I'm doing this crap. And I'm showing you people how to build good stuff. So you got your chain in there, you roll it around, you get it. You take a wire hook and go down, stick it in there, grab that, pull it out. Oh, that was hard. You take this loose, you get you a little plastic can, and you dump your stuff back out. I wouldn't put it back because there's going to be a load of gunk in the bottom of it. Get an empty can and dump it into there. Now this, okay, let me not get ahead of myself. After you get this emptied out, take water, get you some water. Rinse it out real quick. And what I had done, you know them old hair dryers? I thought I'd put it out, but I guess I put it up. Them hair dryers that have a lot of heat. I used one of them things, and I heat up the bottom of this, and I flipped it over, because you got to flash all that moisture out of there. I ended up sticking it like this and putting that hair dryer right in here, and it heat this whole thing up, and it got all the moisture out, because that's the number one thing they ask you about this, is get all that moisture out. You get all that moisture out and get that thing superbly dry, cool it down. It's going to be nice and warm, because you don't want to put this in that when this is hot, because it'll bubble and cause all sorts of problems. But as soon as this is dry and cool, you need to put this in, because it'll flash rust, and you have to be quick with this. Now I'll tell you the 3 stages. I did the bottom, the side, and then I did the top. That's because these have this ridge in here, and you can't pour this crap out. This one can that's an 11 horse, and these are the 6.5 horse. It used all of this to do these 3 tanks. You pour enough in there to coat the bottom, and you roll it around, and you have a pen light. You use that pen light to look down inside there, and you roll that booger around, and you coat as much as you can. And when it stops moving around, okay, let it set. They say for 24 hours. I say go a week or so. Now I come back, I poured a little bit more in there, and then I started coating the sides by going side to side like that. Just like that. And I coated that side. I come all the way up to this top ridge right here. And it went down into this little fitting right in here. You'll look, and you see it lying down in there. You need to fill that up. Okay, I did each one of these. Yeah, it takes time. I would roll them around like that. Each one like that. Put it on its side. Ah! Well, that's what happens. Anyhow, let me see if I can grab it. Oh. You can see that this is a fun operation. Anyhow, I got the sides done up. I would roll it around like that. All the sides are nice and coated. I give it a week to cure. Same with that one. I give it a week to nice and cure. Then I come back out here, and I'm kind of like, well, how am I going to do the top? Because you can't really see it. So I had less than half of this thing red coat. Red coat, you can get it in any O'Reilly's. It runs around $36, $34, somewhere around there. But my God, the people that I've talked to that use this say really great things about it. Follow all the instructions. Read the instructions. Go on to the top part. I let it actually, all that other stuff dry for about a month. I kind of divvy up this in 3 ways. Pour it in one at a time, and then I don't hold it over my head, but I hold it up, and I start doing like this to coat the top part. And I'm rolling it around to get this top part coated. And then, after I'm satisfied with that, I bring it and I just put it on my sawhorse like that to where it's going to stay down. Because if I flipped it over, it'll go all to the bottom. I want it to the top. And I come and I did the same thing to this one. And I just turn and roll it, and roll it. And when I'm satisfied with it, you know, I'll look using my little flashlight to see the best I can, but it's really hard to see. And then I put it down here. And as you could see, right there on that, some of it did roll out. But so what? And then I did the same to that one. I've always had problems with rust clogging up my Harbor Freight motors, and really kind of get tired of that crap. That one is definitely going back on. It's going on to 11 horse engine. Be Dustin's go-kart. These I'm going to test, but I have some fuel cells, and I'll do another video of the fuel cell, which I'm eliminating every problem there is with rust and stuff like that. But this is high on my list of good stuff to have. This everybody should have. Like I said, do not use the muratic acid. I do not want nobody to get hurt. It'll really hurt you. If you do have the muratic acid around, okay, you can see you got to have baking soda. I spilt some, so that's why there's baking soda down there, to absorb that acid. And I used big boxes. I went down to Dollar General, and you know, when you're rolling that around and trying to clean it, it's going to spill. And what is it? It's going to spill on your hands. You got to use big gloves. You got to use glasses. You got to use, you know, extra jackets on you to keep it from burning through you. That's why I don't want you to use the muratic acid. It's too dangerous. Use that stuff. You'll be better off. But that is the best system that I have come up with. Now these are these Predator tanks. If Predator would ever go to a plastic fuel tank, it would be fantastic, because we wouldn't have no rust problems in them motors. I'm going to have to replace 2 carburetors because I have so much rust in there that it clogs up all the passages, and you can't, I don't care what you do, you can't get all that crap out. The red coat is good. Like I said, 1, 2, 3 tanks. I used, that's a quart. What is that? That's a quart. That's 1 quart. And I used it all. Now, I did coat the bottom twice and the sides twice. Now, the bottom and the sides are what's going to need the most. And so the bottoms twice, the sides twice, and the top once. And so now I'm going to let it get nice and cured. I think it'll be good. These are going to be secondary. I hope to get the fuel cell working, and that'll take care of that problem. But anyhow, guys, I figured out the problem. I did these. Another thing I forgot to tell you is when you take these out, you can see how I got this little thing on here. Well, on the inside, when I cut the fuel filter off, I put a screw into it, so none of that gunk will get inside that. But there's another problem with these, is that there's a breather right here. And I'm wondering how that's going to work. Because you could lock it down, and these things are pretty tight and can cause vapor lock and bad running. But anyhow, that's why I'm looking at the fuel cell. But anyhow, guys, this is the best video of how to coat fuel tanks. You know, break it up into three steps: bottom, middle, and top. Clean them good. Use Evapo rust and red coat. You know, that's how you do that. And this will be the best video of how to do this. So guys, enjoy this. I hope you like my videos, and please, if you want to get educated, watch my videos. That's why I have them there. And I believe I have some of the best videos out there. So guys, have a good one, and we will see you on the next video.